I literally had a screw loose. There was a screw in my ear. I don't know how else to say. There was a screw in my ear. Hi, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. My name is Becca, and I'm glad that you have some time today to spend with me. Today I'll be doing a little bit of mini story times to kind of tell you guys where I am, where I'm from, and who I am. So I'm going to start from like when I was little and then going up to when I'm older. Which most of these are actually when I was younger. I don't have much stories to when I was older. I'll think about that a little bit more, but I think most of the stuff when I was older has to do with like drunk adventures and stuff like that. So if you're interested in something like that, please let me know down below in the comments. For my first mini story time, I'll start it. So when I was, I want to say maybe I was like 3 or something, so this might be like my first actual like memory, which kind of sucks. But in the room that I am now, my older sister used to live in this room, and she had a cat named Reuben, and the cat had kittens. And when I went to go see the kittens, the mom cat thought that I was going to hurt the kittens, so she attacked me, but didn't exactly attack me. She just more backed me up and like was on me, but in no claws or anything were out. She was just like, don't go near them, back up, you know. When I was little though, obviously I couldn't say everything with articulation. Went over to everybody and I was like, I was attacked. And then they all started laughing at me, and I was like, why is everybody laughing at me? And then years later I realized it's because I said the word batacked. I said, Reuben batacked me, Reuben batacked me. And everybody was laughing at me because of that, which now as an adult I see why everybody would laugh, because it's so cute. But at the same time, as little and as I was like, I felt like I was being physically attacked. I was like, help, help. So my next story I have is again, not a great story. I guess most of them. My life. Anyways, so when I was about 5 and my little brother was about 2.5, we're 2.5 years apart, so he must have been like 2.5, maybe 3, depending on when this was. And I had my friend out there who was also just 6 months younger than me too, so she was either 4 or 5, it depends, like I said, around the time. I think it was the summer before I went to kindergarten, so I was like 4 or 5, everybody else was like around that age. Which my friend was around that age, and then like I said, my brother is 2.5 years younger than me. And we were playing outside, and then all of a sudden, we were playing outside. My dad was in the house, but he had the windows open, and he had the door open as well. And so that he can like clean in the house while we were playing outside and stuff, and it was fine. And we live on a pretty long court to where nobody really should be coming down if you don't know the area, because if you don't see the sign in front of my street that says dead end, you're gonna think the entire street goes down. So this man on a bike came over and he said, hi, have you guys seen a dog running around here? And we said, no. Why? And then he said, oh, because I'm looking for my dog. And he showed the dog, and it was like a basset hound dog. We were like, no, we didn't see him. And then he asked, oh, can one of you come with me so that I can go find my dog? And so I can go find my dog. And I looked at my friend, and then we looked at my brother, and then all of a sudden my dad comes running outside, and my dad's a pretty big guy, and he comes running outside and he starts cussing the guy out. He's like, get away from my kids. And the guy like is like super scared. He hops on his bike and then starts like pedaling away, and he's like, you better leave, and like, it's all crazy. So like a week or so goes by, and my parents are watching the news, and I'm just like in the living room playing, and then all of a sudden I look up and I see a sketch of the guy who came to my house. And I never really knew what happened after that, but I thought that was really sketchy, that there was a police sketch about this guy, meaning that other people had seen him and other people had reported him. Because I don't think at that time that my parents really reported him. My dad didn't really get a good look at who the guy was, and when they asked me, I said that it looked like my mom's boss, which she didn't want the smoke either, so she was just like, okay, he's not here, we're not letting them outside anymore in the front yard, we'll just let them in the backyard, or we'll have them go over to her friend's house, my friend's house, who was right across the street from me, because they don't really have us play in the front yard, it's more in the backyard or in their garage, which was fine at the moment. But yeah, that one was kind of scary. My next one is when I was, so we're skipping now, we're skipping from 5 years old to like 10 years old, and my house at the time was being renovated. I think that we were doing the roof. I think the roof was being renovated, and we would be playing outside still though, you know, we'd just be away from the roof area, from that area and stuff. But because we were really like rambunctious kids, we needed to go outside, we had bikes, we would just go up and down the court like nothing. And when we got inside and stuff, all of a sudden my ear felt, it was hurting. It felt like it was ringing, it was hurting. I couldn't fall asleep. I just couldn't. And so in the morning they took me to my pediatric doctor, and she looked at my ear and she said, well, there's a lot of wax, so I'm going to power wash your ear. I don't know if she exactly said power wash, but that's what it felt like. Power wash your ear, and then anything that comes out, we're gonna have this little tin, so the water will come in here and everything should be coming out through here as well and going in the tin. And so I was like, okay, that's fine, because I'm like a big baby when it comes to pain. So I was like, okay, that's fine, that doesn't seem like it'll hurt. And she said, no, it won't hurt, and it'll just sound like you just jumped into water. And I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. So she did it, and it was like a metal pan here, so she was doing it, and then all of a sudden everybody just kind of looked around, and I couldn't really hear what was going on, but apparently everybody heard a tink in there, as in metal on metal hit each other. And so then when she power washed off what was in my ear, it was a tiny screw. I literally had a screw loose. There was a screw in my ear. I don't know how else to say. There was a screw in my ear. And everybody thought it was hilarious. And I thought it was hilarious too, because I didn't know. To this day, I still do not know how I got that screw in my ear. I don't know. I don't know if maybe I was underneath the roof or something accidentally went in, or if I was like this, whatever. I still don't know how I got a screw, a little tiny screw in my ear. And like I said, I was 10, so I was even smaller. Everything was smaller. It was crazy. I don't know why. Now, in this next story, I am about 10 or 11. I'm in 5th grade, and I had just started this new school in 5th grade. It was a charter school. We had to be in school from like 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day. And as a kid, I just had a lot of anxiety, and to the point where I would be like playing with my hands so much, and I would do this to my hand, and I would just hold it and do that with my hand so much that I made my hand raw. I would puke every morning before I would go to school. It just happened like that all the time. And this was 5th grade. So 5th grade, I was actually like doing my homework, I was doing everything, so I had no real reason to be doing this other than anxiety. And so my mom brought it up to the school, just telling them like, hey, just letting you know, like, this is happening. Maybe if somebody can talk to her, maybe that'll be great. At that moment, that charter school had just started. We were the 2nd class there. There was only a 6th grade class and a 5th grade class there at the time. So we didn't even have like a school psychiatrist or anything like that. But I was really close to my English teacher. And because she had actually like taught me how to read and things. The reason I was in the charter school was because I was a 4th grader at my old school with a 2nd grade reading level. It had nothing to do with if I had a learning disability or anything like that. I just didn't want to read. I didn't want to read. So that was really just it. I thought it was boring. I didn't like it at the moment. So she taught me how to read. She taught me that reading could be fun and all that stuff. So when she was talking to me about it, I was like crying and things, and we had just learned what the word depressed meant. Depressed means that you're very, very sad. At least that's what the vocab said. So I looked at her and I was like, I think I'm depressed. And she gave me a sticker and said, that's great use of vocabulary. And I was like, okay, thank you. And I was like this giving me the sticker was actually like made me a little bit happier. And I was like, oh my gosh, I got a sticker. And the next time she would talk to me about it, because it still persisted, the next time she talked to me about it, I had said that I was depressed again, and I was just kind of sitting there like waiting for my sticker because I thought that I was gonna get one from it, you know. And then putting myself in these shoes too, I don't really know how I would handle it, you know, because this teacher was about 25 at the time. I'm 25 now, and thinking about a 10-year-old telling me, hey, I think I'm depressed, I probably wouldn't know what to do either, honestly. So I don't blame her at all for any of this, but I just wouldn't know what to do either, honestly. So now when I'm like really, really sad, or even like on the cusp of what I think is depression, I don't say I'm depressed. I just say I'm just really, really sad today. And I'll just go in my room and just lay in there, and I'll just be like, no, I'm just really, really sad today. So I'll get myself up and stuff. I feel like I've mild to moderate. So I do have my days where I'll want to sleep all day and just want to be in my bed and not do anything. But then I still have it in my mind to where I need to go do these things, and I will go do them. You know, like I don't have crippling, and people who have crippling do need those days to where they do need the time and do need those days. In that same school, we had these little chants to where we would say teacher's name, and then we would have a chant after the teacher's name. So it would be like, Miss da 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 da. Like, I don't know how to exactly say it without giving a actual example. But one person, I don't think that this was their chant, but this ended up being their thing. She got period before people started saying period. She would say a statement, and when she really meant it, she would say period, period, period. And this is Miss, I'm going to say her name afterwards. So it's Miss Jackson. Hi, Miss Jackson. And she would say period, period, period. And she did that all throughout I was there. So eventually, probably in 6th grade, I would say that we started doing it. She would say period, period, and then she would go like this. And then she would go like this to be like, y'all say it now. So we would say period, period, and all the kids would go period. It's like, yes. I love it. So hi, Miss Jackson. I love you, Miss Jackson. Who I am for real. I know the whole words now. Let's do it. Let's link up. I know the words. I know the words now. My dad would do that to her every time she saw him. Every time he saw her. Every time he saw her, it would be, oh, I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Who? And then she would be like, you gotta sing the whole song to me now. And I know the whole song now. At 10 years old, I didn't know the whole song. But now I know the whole song. I think I was around 13 at this time. Because it must have been like my last year or 7th year. My 7th or 8th grade year. And because my cousin was living with us at the time. And there is a church not far from my house at all. It's walking distance. And there's a little hoop there, and there's a big field. So my parents let me and my brother go with my friend who lives across the street. Again, this is the 3 of us. And we went to the church to play basketball and play football. Because I loved basketball, my friend loved basketball, but my brother loved football, and my friend loved football. So she liked both, and then I just liked basketball, and then he just liked football at the time. So then we were playing basketball and stuff. It was fine. Then a white, like a small white car drives in, and so we were playing basketball. And then after we played basketball, we started playing football. That's when a white car comes into the U-shaped parking lot, and on the U part, like on the fat part of it, he started going like this, just like circles around himself. It wasn't exactly donuts, but it was almost like he just kept his car like this and just kept going in circles. So my friend and I, being the older people and being the people that were like observing a little bit more, were like, that's kind of weird. But we still like were playing. And at this time, I didn't have my own cell phone. My friend had her own cell phone, so I took my mom's cell phone, and then she took her own cell phone, just in case. So we're playing football a little bit, just like throwing around the football. And then the guy comes up, goes out of the parking lot, and there's like a busier street. So he just parks like on the busier street, because you can park there. It's still residential, so you can't park there. And so it's like right there on the busier street, and then two big old black Escalades. This is when Escalades were like, oh, you have an Escalade? This one, that kind of Escalade was, you know? So the two big Escalades come up. The guy in the white car is talking to the guys in the Escalade car. Two guys, which is when me, my friend, and my brother all ran into where the church was, because there's different buildings to the church. It's not just like one cohesive praying place. It's like there's a church, and then there's like the office area to it at that point, and then there's like a back area where they also had like a church daycare, I guess, as well. So we ran into where the doors are in the back, and then we looked out, and all of a sudden two big guys came out of the two Escalades, and they started walking towards us. Like I said, my house is not far from the church at all. It's very much just walking distance. It's 2 minutes away. And so I'm trying to call my mom. Turns out that the phone is dead, that it's not charged. And so then my friend, I tell her, hey, give me the phone. I know my house number. I call my mom, and I'm like, hey, bring my cousin. I need you guys to come pick us up. There's two guys here, and they look like they're walking towards us right now. And they were like, okay, cool. So then they get in our van at the time. They get in our van. They come and drive up. They see where we are, so they come over to us. My mom kind of fishtails the car a little bit. Like, I'm like, hell yeah, Ma. So she like fishtails the car a little bit. My cousin jumps out. My cousin's not a big guy at the time, but he's intimidating still. He comes down, he's like, what? Like, to the two guys, and the two guys start walking away, and we run in, and we're getting in the van, and we jump in, and we close the door, and we drive off. Oh, and that was funny. That was the last time we ever saw anything like that, or at least I ever saw anything like that. So that was 2 times that we almost got kidnapped, and that was 2 people, and that was with the same people that I was with the first time. Thank you guys so much for being with me today during this. I thought that this would be a cute little thing for me to do. If you want more, please let me know. Again, like I said, down below, so I know that more people want more, and I can do that more. But the makeup and mess, I will still keep doing. Doing more research on different things for that. So thank you. Thank you for being here with me. Bye.